Oh, hello. Welcome to Family Connect Network. It's always wonderful to have you. Today, we are continuing on an exciting discussion we started with psychologist Emily on building tomorrow's leaders in a culturally diverse environment. In part one of the video, we explored two very important building blocks, and today we'll be looking at the other three very important building blocks. I trust you listened to the part one, but if you missed it, please pause this video for clarity's sake and have a listen, and then it will make a better sense. Building leaders in a culturally diverse environment. Resilience is another important key ingredient in raising leaders for tomorrow. Take us to resilience.
Okay, so resilience is not the absence of challenges, it's the ability to get back up. So how do you actually nurture a resilient child? How do you nurture them? In many ways, it starts with what we've already touched on, promoting assertiveness, being able to ensure that your child is building their self-esteem, exploring their strengths and their lives. But it also involves a psychological aspect, that safe space, allowing your child to be aware of what emotional well-being is, different aspects of well-being. Having that awareness, in many ways, is the beginning of building psychological resilience or resilience in general, because the child will know what the warning signs are, will know that when I feel this way, this is what I have to do, right?
And you mentioned the other time about some signs of compromised well-being. Can you take us through this?
There are a few. Child becoming more socially withdrawn. If the child was life of the party, now they don't have to go to any parties, they're very quiet, and that's unusual behavior for them. But on the flip side, it can be the opposite. Child who's very withdrawn now be very, very outspoken in ways that is outside of character. Academic performance. If a child was an A-star student and then all of a sudden they're getting E's and F's, that's usually a warning sign. But regression in developmental milestones. So if before a certain period the child had stopped bedwetting, and then all of a sudden they started bedwetting, that's usually a warning sign. Child losing interest in things that they once loved. They love singing, and now they just can't be bothered with singing. Those usually warning signs. Aches and pains that can't be explained medically. Child is expressing that they're feeling pain, they're feeling maybe stomach aches and headaches, body pains, but when you go to the GP, there's no clear medical explanation behind it. Those are generally signs of compromised psychological well-being. And part of that psychological well-being or resilience, building that psychological resilience, is being able to ensure that your child is servicing the multiple facets of them. The human being is multifaceted.
Yeah. Nowadays, I know one thing that is extremely important, and that is having a very strong parental support and being aware as a parent that, look, I am training my child to be a leader for tomorrow. So that support, I think, is quite essential.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the times a child will get cues of how to behave socially, how to cope in certain situations from the home, right? So being able to model positive behavior from the home in many ways sets the child up to be a well-rounded individual. How do you speak to your child? What's the language that you use when you're trying to navigate a problem, challenge? All of those things lay the foundation, give the child cues as to how they can behave in many ways.
We are in a culturally diverse environment. They say where you raise people who are going to be kings and princes, the training starts from when they're young, when they're babies. So I think that awareness is very important, and at the same time, the community has something to do. Community support. Take us through community support.
You're absolutely right. A lot of the things will start from the community.
Yeah.
However, it's important to note that we still need to find culturally sensitive community initiatives to help a child explore their sense of self. A child that is emotionally intelligent will, in many cases, be supported by a range of community initiatives. To expose your child to different other community initiatives means that your child is likely to build a very robust social support network, in addition to obviously the home. So there's a major need to ensure that whatever community initiatives are out there, they're culturally sensitive, to take into account the individual differences of the child.
Different cultures, yeah. Wow, thank you so much. This is what we're trying to do in Family Connect, to expose different areas of need, especially for families in diaspora, and how we get our children ready for the future. Because if we talk of representation and we don't do anything about it, then nothing is going to change. So it's so important as a community, as families, we understand that our role goes beyond providing the basic necessities, but also preparing our children, our young ones, our teens towards future leadership. That is wonderful, and it just shows that you're building a child with so much confidence, allowing them to explore their space and allowing them to come up with this resilience and able to make decisions. But the training has to come from home. This is what we're talking about. Yeah. So thank you so much. It's wonderful having you today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we had a great time with Emily, a psychologist, and she's been able to enlighten us. So if you want to hear more, please like the video, share it, and click the notification button so you won't miss the next video coming. Thank you so much. I'll see you again.